Also, did
Album
you...
review.
Sorry. Whoa. God, you just caught me off guard. You didn't count down. Sorry, go on.
Usually I would just keep going because I would cut that bit out anyway. Like
When I say album, I was like, "Fuck."
When I say album review here, that bit is never in the cut
because you dub it with your own little thing.
Yeah, the only bit I actually use is today's album, and then it's is, and then that's the new bit.
Right.
Interesting.
So I could just go, is the home team better off?
You using that take?
No, I don't think so. It's too.
It might be awkward.
It's too risky.
It might not match the flow.
Can we keep this in anyway?
Maybe.
Welcome to album review.
No, because all that part is pre-recorded. It would be like album review, the show where for blah 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 blah. Today's album is home team.
It's sometimes a bit like that anyway.
Okay, how is everyone? Everyone okay? Joe, you okay? Yeah, sick.
What?
Brilliant.
Okay.
I can explain.
Just in case I don't use this, I'm now going to do it.
Yeah, do it anyway.
Album review. Today's album is the home team better off.
Oh, guys, I've done the wrong album. Oh, sorry.
You've done the wrong album. It's a classic.
It's a classic Joe move. Yeah.
This album, I thought this album was overall fairly good. I don't think they ever did anything better that hasn't been done previously. So in that regard, I thought it was a bit... I don't want to say meh, because I did really enjoy the album, but every song that I listened to, all the good parts, I was like, this song's like this song, but that song was better. Like that someone else has done.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the hooks and key moments in songs were a bit soft.
Are there any like key examples? You know, when you go, but these guys did it better. Who did it better?
I can't think of these examples. I probably could have had we done this a week ago.
I see. Right.
I mean, potentially. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
You go, bro?
No.
I think the shortness of the album and songs helped because a lot of the tone he was singing in was the same across all songs. So had there been even more songs, I think it would have just started to downgrade the songs. Having said that, though, I really liked Fade Out as the outro, sort of, and I quite liked that as a song as well. And I thought that fitted well into the album, which made me think, like, this isn't just 10 songs they've made and just stuck in a random order. I felt like the pacing and order of the songs was really good. I think the best songs... Well, they were sort of scattered evenly throughout the album, in my opinion. So it was never like... it was just waiting. Well, actually, no. It kind of was waiting for that one song because one song was way better than the rest of them, and felt like a lot of the songs were just a build-up for that one song that I really liked. Even though there was about 4 or 5 songs, probably just short on half the album. I did.
That's a good amount. That's a good amount of songs.
Half the album.
Yeah,
but it's not like I disliked the other half. I just thought they were always worse versions of those other songs. Because it lacked variety on the album, it meant that some songs were like, this song's okay, but I'd rather just hear this other song that they've done.
They definitely picked a style and just went for it, didn't they?
Yeah, literally. And we thought they were dead, but then they have made new music, so they're not dead.
Well,
3
so that
years.
doesn't mean they're not dead.
3 years making one song, and they released it.
Sounds like JMMD.
Yeah. Except for all the songs are bad.
They've got 140,000 listeners, though, so people obviously still just banging them out.
So, why not?
Yeah, and I feel like this is a classic example where I think in today's age, we are spoilt by great music. So I feel like when you just get good music, it's like, unless they've tried something really different,
it's not good enough.
Like a Rex Orange County. Like I always think of him as like, I don't think anyone does Rex Orange County better because he is his own style. So in this day and age, I just think this is good, but not everyone else, but lots of people, the mainstream have done this better.
It's easy to compare. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
It's like we live in a society where it's very easy to compare things, because like when you would describe something, like, say Days Gone, for instance, I would describe that as, like Last of Us meets Mad Max. It's all about comparison. So I feel like it's almost not fair to like thingy this for album on its comparisons to other music in the genre, because, like you say, it is very much a genre that is oversaturated. Yeah, those were the exact words I was looking for. Thank you, guys. Because it's probably, I know it's much harder, but I feel like you need to sort of like see things for what they are. When it could do anything.
Yes.
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 So yeah, but having said that, there was one song in particular on this album which wasn't in my top 3, but it's so early Panic at the Disco that it sounds like it is just a cover of an early Panic at the Disco song.
I'm annoyed that you said that, 'cause that was the main point in my review. It sounds like Panic at the Disco, old Panic at the Disco.
And that was Since We All Fell Apart, I thought was just old Panic.
100%.
Because I was like listening to that, I was like, this is good, but would be better if Brendan Urie sang it.
Because I was first time I listened to that, I was in the car, and I was like, has this just gone on to Panic at the Disco's like older stuff? And then I was like, oh no, this is them. And I genuinely thought it was Panic at the Disco at one point. Like you say, like their really older stuff. Like I think literally their first album, it reminded me of.
Yeah, I think this style of music, it is oversaturated. Not in the mainstream as such, but anytime you find like a pop punky artist like this, they all sound like this. So for one to be better or worse than the other is often just up to personal taste.
You kind of just
this is very underdeveloped.
You kind of just got to take it as it comes, right? You got to ignore all the other bands and just go, right, is this good? And just ignore that anything else exists.
I know, and on that respect, I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the album.
I think it feels like a pop punk band's first album, though. Like to me, it feels very underdeveloped. So that's why I say, you're saying like you can't compare it to other bands, but then, like, I don't know, like it just feels massively underdeveloped.
What do you mean by underdeveloped?
It feels like a college band's album. It doesn't feel like an actual artist's album.
Really? You say underdeveloped. I say raw. I actually quite like the sound of this band.
I do as well. I agree with Aidan.
They've got.
I think also we're in a day and age where so much music is so many layers and very, very heavily produced. When you get a bit more of a simple, I guess, raw style, it can sometimes stand out as being underdeveloped.
The thing is like, people are so attuned to like what you were saying earlier. People are so attuned to like the mainstream stuff, which is like millions thrown towards production. So that like when you hear the slightest thing that's not as of that quality, you may even subliminally do it, but you immediately don't like it as much almost, because your ear is trained almost just to hear the best, because that's all we listen to. So when you hear something that's not that, you pick it out like a sore thumb,
Yeah,
but certain artists can do production without millions of thing, and it still be better produced than this, I would argue.
I don't see anything wrong with the production of this album.
I don't know. I think it's.
I just think you're too used to the simple pop.
No, because I love pop punk like artists.
But I think I don't think how many like new. Let's say like new but old. Because I say this is like older style in some ways, but obviously it's a newer band. But how many artists that don't completely change up the formula do you even listen to now?
Quite a few,
I feel like you're spoiled by like most artists you listen to who even have a slight pop punky style completely flip the genre on its head a little bit and add more to it.
I don't know.
So you'd almost argue it's better produced because it's got so much more to it.
Because I would argue stuff's like for a certain artist's first album was still much like much better than this, like developed, like stuff like the certain songs that are in like American Pie that are of this genre that are like some of those artists' first album, and they're still much more produced. And they were literally teenagers when they made it, and it's, I don't know. I can understand your point of it being a bit more raw and maybe liking that, but for me, like, it completely ruined the sound of it. It just made everything sound the same.
The thing is, for me, like, production just wasn't. When I was listening to it, production never came into my head. Like, I never thought this is badly produced or this is even amazingly produced. It was just is what it is. Type of thing. I never even thought about it because I just enjoyed the sound of it.
I can understand. The only thing that stood out to me production-wise was a lot of the guitar sounded a bit washy on a few of the songs, where like it sounded like it was the exact same thing across multiple songs, and they'd just like they'd not actually redone the guitar and they'd just changed something on like the pitch of it or some levels that changed it. But other than that, because my favorite, I'd say there was like 4 songs that really like that were like better than the rest, and a lot of the other songs were just like, oh, this is good, but I'm just waiting for the good one to come up. Having said that, onto my least favourite was Real World, because I just thought it was the most basic on here and had the least going for it.
It's interesting.
It was the most normal song on the album. Like, it was just a song. A very basic structure, nothing really different about it. It was just a song.
Very sort of basic everything, and his voice, vocally, wasn't really anything different to what he did on another song. This is where Will says this is like second favourite.
Thing is, I still that was
his second favourite.
Literally,
I love that song. It's not on my top 3, but it was very close to being on it. I thought it was one of the best choruses on the album.
Yeah, and it's got this really cool like call and response bit in the middle that literally made it notable.
I get why you don't like it, Deborah, because
it's good.
You don't like anything normal.
Because it's good. But it was very difficult to pick a least favourite. It's definitely one of those where I could on another day end up picking a different one. Like, I would say like Waiting Game was a similar thing, and Fashion Forward was another one. They were all sort of about the same level to me. Oh no, actually, was it Something to Hold On To? Oh no, that was different, because that was alright, because that was different. Third favourite, Ageless. Really solid. Really quite like that song. And because it had very quick and standout drums, and also had like the drums seemed to work quite well with what he was singing vocally. Like, as the drums went faster and quicker, his vocals took a different tone as well, and I kind of liked that approach that song had. It felt quick, felt snappy. Second favourite, Fade Out. Purely because I think it worked well as an outro, and also sounded really cool. Like, every time I heard that, it felt like, oh, this is another high point on the album. Not just because the album's coming to an end, not just like a classic Joe's Metal album, this is my favourite song because I knew it was about to be over. True. But I did really like that, and I thought it made the album finish on a high. But then my most favourite, number 1, third favourite, first favourite.
You alright?
The favourites. You know, because I just remembered that we had that discussion before. When
about me saying first favourite. Yeah.
Or first favourite.
Wow, nice callback, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Is She's Quiet. It's just by far the best song on the album, and has a nice like acoustic bridge that I love when they do that in songs. I think another song had an acoustic.
It's Real World.
Was it?
Yeah, literally. That's
I do love it when they do that in songs, but Real World I just didn't like the rest of the songs.
That's their most popular song as well. Remember, you are the mainstream.
It's how I found the band.
Didn't Since We Fall Apart, that started off with an acoustic thing as well, though, didn't it?
I can't read.
Yeah, it does. Very panicky. But it's like a piano.
Yeah, he was panicking. He was like...
At the disco.
I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, so She's Quiet is just fucking great. And I don't even argue the acoustic version is even better, but maybe that's just because I heard the acoustic version first.
It is better.
what? Where is the acoustic version?
I was going to say, I've not listened to it.
It's their second most popular song.
Yeah, go have a look. Use your peepers.
Oh, I have listened to it, yeah.
I was going to say, I think I showed you it.
It is much better.
I wouldn't say much, but fair enough.
Yeah, She's Quiet is fantastic. And for a long time, the first few times I listened to the album, before like Ageless stuck out to me, a lot of the album to me was just like, I am waiting for She's Quiet to start. Until then, after a while, I was like, oh no, I really like Ageless as well. So then to me, you never had to wait very long for a really good song on the album. Shut the fuck up, Will Davey!
Oh no, I was just breathing in,
just
sorry.
breathing, bro.
No, I could just sense it.
But have you seen them live?
Have you seen them live, though?
Oh, but is it reggae?
Bitch.
Oh, it's a bit reggae. So that concludes my review. Quite like the album, but sadly spoiled by better music, and I can't unsee that.
I, on the other hand, can look past that because I'm not a prick. The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma.
The what?
You heard me.
You mean mechanisms?
No.
The mechanisms.
Yeah, no, machination.
What?
Oh, come on, Joe.
What's a machination?
Why don't you pull out a dictionary?
I'm gonna Google what machination is. That what you said?
It is.
Machination. Oh, it's actually a thing. To plot or a scheme.
Yes, the inner machinations of my mind are...
That's such a cool word.
Thanks, Joe.
No worries, I didn't know that exists.
I like that you still tried to prove me wrong.
I know, I was like, he's wrong.
This guy can't be telling the truth. I'm gonna
Well,
screenshot it.
to be fair, the first thing on Google people always ask, is machination a real word? That is the first thing that comes up on it. So I can't be the only one.
Maybe use this knowledge for the next time we play Google Feud.
You can make a secret machination.
I won't mind playing Google Feud.
We did the other week when you weren't here, Will.
I know.
It was good.
It was very exciting. Really
Especially when you
thrilling.
realise our cat's terrorist is like one of the most searched things.
Yeah, I was angry to say the least.
Hmm.
I didn't have a good run.
No, they all got like, we did like one that was like a name, and they were all different names, and they were all really obscure except for mine. I got Justin. I was like, oh. So like half of my score was like just Justin Bieber, and then I sucked at all the rest.
I mean, it was enough to take you to joint second with me.
Damn right, son.
But anyway, enough of this poppycock. Yeah, big words today. Look, I expected a generic pop punk album when we listened to this.
That's
While
exactly what you got.
And while that is what I got, I wasn't actually expecting it to be as good as it was.
Ugh.
That's you. That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like.
KSI is the best artist in the UK.
Most best artist. That's right.
That's how Will
England
speaks.
is my city.
I only rated his album as 6. It's not like I gave it a massive rating.
You know, it's no masterpiece like Bionicles and the Golden Mask, but it's definitely a solid Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I know what you mean, bro.
By Post Malone.
Sorry, is there a song called Sweet Life of Zack and Cody by
There's a
Post
song
Malone?
called Zack and Cody.
You gave KSI a 7.
Sorry, Denver. He said he only gave it a 6.
Fact checked. Yes.
Anybody
fact-checked,
that fact checks is a prick.
I'm sensing some hostility here. I think
It's
I've been called prick about 4 times.
No, it wasn't meant specifically for you. You fit the category. If the shoe fits.
It's a Joe and Denver fit.
It's more of a Joe thing, but I think Denver sort of adopted it as this new way of like
They do
I
copy
just-
each other all the time.
being a bellend.
I just do it for album review. Because I have the spreadsheet in front of me, so it's quite easy to check.
So I actually rated the last album at least a 6.
It was a 6.
Yes! Oh god,
Yeah.
I'm so good.
Nailed it on the coffin.
Nailed it on the coffin. The funeral's
Put him in the
really
coffin.
weird now, Nan.
Wake up, man. Oh, that's right.
Anyway, all the hooks were pretty good, and the songs had generally good variation considering the genre has you know, it's got a reputation for like the old churn and burn, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
As in, like, you churn it out and then you burn it into your brain. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm actually coining that phrase. That's mine now.
Oh, nice.
Your phrase. Hashtag Adam phrase.
Hashtag. It's going to be on a t-shirt. You know, step away, bang av. This is the new phrase, churn and burn.
Nice.
And as we've all established, it did give me old Panic at the Disco vibes. But
yeah,
it's more aggressive and just as confusing. One criticism is that while the instruments are well defined, I think the vocals often sound a little bit washed out in some tracks.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And the instruments take a forefront to it. But it is a rare example, in my opinion, that the songs actually get better towards the end.
This is actually true.
I disagree.
Like very, very rare that would come up. Like,
I think the songs at the start are better.
Wow, thanks, Joe.
Classic Joe. Hey, what was the other album where Joe just completely disagreed with the rest?
Controversial.
Do you mean all metal albums?
No, was it literally Icarus?
Icarus account. Oh, what? Joe loved it, and like we all just thought it was mad.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah. Joe thought all the bit where we were like, yeah, so the bad part, let's skip over that. And Joe was like, no, that's the great part. Yeah, because Joe didn't like Little Man.
That was it, yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Little Man, if you get me drift, you prick. Worst song, Jack of All Trades. By no means a bad song, but it doesn't have the heart that a lot of the other songs have. That raw power, at least.
It has those chuggy metal bits, though, yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes it sounds good, except when it's in metal. You ever stop to think that a chariot was probably only 1 or 2 horsepower?
Yes.
No, because horses actually have more horsepower than you think.
They don't, they have 1.
It's not 1 horse per
It's
1
the power
horsepower.
of 1. If a horse is pregnant, does it have 2 horsepower?
No, actually, it's half a horsepower.
1.5 horsepower.
Joe is correct.
I am. Because
Yeah, but I'm pretty
Sorry,
sure
if someone fact check me then, prick.
I think that's only by modern day standards, though, is it not? Isn't at the time, if you had 2 horses, it was 2 horsepower?
No,
they didn't go, well, actually, it pulls at a.
No, they didn't
8
used to
horses,
call
8
it that. They only called
They
horsepower.
actually did. Like, back in the olden times, like there's this really cool invention. Back when the locomotive was brand new. There was this invention which was basically a treadmill for your horse that sat on the tracks. I'm genuinely not making this up. And Wikipedia says that it has 2 to 4 horsepower.
Okay. A common misconception is that 1
Joe,
horsepower.
sorry, find the horse treadmill.
The truth is that 14.9
to actually look at something good.
There are
You're just sat here being a bitch.
14.9
Look up the horse
horses
treadmill.
per
The fucking horse
horsepower.
treadmill, Joe. Look it up.
Okay, so I've actually just had a quick look myself.
14.9 horses.
Well, it's not like that, but it's quite funny how the term horsepower. So even though they may have loosely called it like, oh, I've got 2 horsepower, but the actual term horsepower didn't come until the steam engine was invented.
The steam locomotive.
And the guy who invented it,
Mr. Horse.
James Watt, literally...
James what?
Yeah, literally James Watt.
James what?
James what?
Literally, he wanted to like gauge how powerful it was and didn't really have anything to compare it to because like electricity wasn't massive at the time. So he could literally find a way to mathematically figure out how much energy like a average horse can pull and then converted that.
Man, that's so cool.
That is cool.
Has anyone looked up the horse treadmill yet?
Nah, I'll do it now. What do I type in? Horse treadmill.
Horse treadmill for sale? This is just horses on a treadmill.
Nah, put like 1899 or something.
1899.
Horse.
It's a horse on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I wasn't lying.
It looks like one of those machines from
crazy.
Saw.
I'm pretty sure that
You know,
if
it
the
looks
horse
like a
stopped
death
running,
trap.
it'd be churned up. Yes.
I was going to say, it looks like a death trap.
Man, did you say it looks like a death trap?
If you want the
Looks
best
like a death
horsepower,
trap.
1, 2, or 3, threshing machine or wood saw, Mr. Gray's Sons. the most confusing marketing I've ever seen in my life.
They'll probably stop
Come
doing cars
on
in
down to
horsepower
horse
soon.
treadmills. We got your horse on a treadmill, runs on a track. Why have a train when you can have a horse on a treadmill?
I imagine they'll do it
more
all in
expensive.
what is it, kilowatts now?
Oh, what? Sorry, is it
Like
gigawatts?
horsepower.
Like the guy from Back to the Future.
18,000 gigawatts.
Marty, something's gotta be done about your kids. Your daughter marries a black man. That's a joke from Family Guy, Will, before you shit on me.
Huh?
No. Huh? He wasn't. he
Sorry, I
wasn't-
wasn't listening.
He
I was
wasn't
listening to my
listening.
review.
He wasn't.
He's not listening.
I was looking at the horse treadmill, to be fair.
Great
Classic horse
invention.
treadmill.
So smart. Think of the sheer intelligence it would have took to make something that was just worse than riding a normal horse.
Do you think that horse was on that treadmill thinking it was getting closer to its food?
Or the sun.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's right. They just leave a little bit of a light hole in the mass, so it thinks it's like
Flying.
Yeah.
I'll be with you soon.
There must
horse
be
dad.
a gearbox on that, right? Because unless the horse is walking backwards, the cart will go backwards.
No, I mean, if you look closely, you can see other mechanical things. And that, to me, dictates that it must go forwards.
Surely it's
Or
like
alternatively, it just goes backwards.
Someone invented it. It's just like, I can't make this horse.
I mean,
go forwards.
technically, if you put the seat on the back and just set it as if it's facing forwards, you're going forwards.
Oh yeah, true. Just it looks really weird that you're riding on the front of this
Howdy.
treadmill while your horse is looking
there's
the other way.
there's a horse doing a moonwalk.
Just imagine seeing that shit. You just look to your right, and there's just a guy there going backwards with a horse walking the other way, and he's just like, howdy, fine day, and he's going much slower than like you are just on your horse.
Well, you ever seen that thing like on the Olympics where they make horses dance? What do you call that?
Dressage.
Dressage. It's like the funniest
It's just
fucking
gay
thing
horses,
ever.
isn't it?
You
Oh,
can't
it's
say
amazing.
gay horses.
What the
I'm pretty sure
fuck,
that's what they
Denver?
call it, is it?
You
not?
know, it's flamboyant horses.
Gay horses.
We got some
Gay
gorses over here.
Oh, I'm so obliviated.
What?
Anyway,
You're just trying to use
number
big
three-
words
I'm
then.
just ignoring him because like we don't let into this kind of behaviour.
Joe's just got a thesaurus out. He's like, I can beat Aiden.
I'm so obliviated.
Is that even a word?
This guy's a fucking asshole over here. Third favourite, waiting game.
Woo!
It makes my get up and kick your fucking door in, and I really like it. Did you hear that, Denver?
This is really
Wait
interesting.
in.
This is
Waiting game.
Oh, waiting game. Sorry.
So you
very,
didn't hear that.
very interesting.
What's interesting?
Just Aiden's
That's
review.
Joe's
It's, like,
least. That's Will's least favourite.
it's just
Why-
very interesting
Why is it interesting? Well,
because there's just
second favourite is Real World.
controversial.
It's
as Joe
not.
would say.
Very satisfying chorus.
What did you say?
It has a. I said
Real
Real World.
Oh.
God, it's
Why is
anybody
no one
listening?
listening to me?
'Cause everything you've said so
I'm
far
not
is wrong.
talking
So
for the sake of talking.
it's,
He literally agreed with you in the same second favourite. So that means you're saying yourself is wrong.
oh no, that's right, but you know,
He's not
everything
listening.
else you
Why
said
am
is
I
wrong.
even here?
I don't know because everything you've said is wrong except the second favourite. Carry on.
Just very specific.
Wait, his first favourite might be right as well.
I like that you go like carry on as if like we're like wow we were
I give you
waiting
permission.
we were waiting for Will to stop being a cunt. Yes, thank you. You let me speak, sir. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying it's. I'm just saying it's interesting.
Sorry, Will. I'm just saying maybe you're being a bitch. Carry
Well,
on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Will.
Sorry, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Sorry.
You bitch.
Just carry on.
Screw you, Will.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Carry on, Will.
Carry on.
Sorry, Will. Carry on.
All right, is it my review? Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So this album for me was what's Aiden's first favourite.
What do you mean?
Aiden hasn't finished his review yet.
Exactly. That's
no,
why
it's
I
Will's.
asked.
It's Will's go now. He kept interrupting.
God,
He
I
was being
forgot-
a dick. It's Will's
De-
review.
No, I
Denver,
just said
I
it's very
swear.
interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's this?
Right, you're the one who made it into a thing. I just said this
Sorry,
is
Will,
interesting.
you're being a bitch. Carry
you're
on.
a fucking bitch.
If
Carry on.
Joe hadn't have forgotten to review the album, we'd have been doing this last week.
To be fair, I don't remember why.
Wait, why did you bring that up? Wait.
Champions League, eh?
Says the person who, if you don't literally speak to them in bullet point form, they don't understand a word you're saying.
Says the person who lies about everything. Let's just start fighting now.
I'm liking this.
Let's just get it all out in the open air, boys. I think.
It's still Aiden's review, Will.
I want to hear what Will thinks about people.
I was trying to thinking of something that's offensive, but I can't because I love you all. Although Joe, you are a horrible
that's
person,
gay.
but I do love you at the same time.
You're a horrible person, and I do hate you.
My second favourite was Real
joking.
World because it has that moment at the end where the instruments drop out, and that's a pretty epic gamer moment.
That is
Epic gamer.
Did you hear that?
I
Did you
agree
hear that
with
voice break in the middle there?
Am I actually a horrible person?
Yeah,
for
you
fuck's
are.
sake. Here we
You're
go.
fucking awful. My number one is, sadly, She's Quiet. I say sadly
It has
because
to be.
Will's going to disagree with that. But
No, that is correct. I agree.
Oh, in which case,
Joe's going to be the controversial one.
that absolutely is, because he said that his favourite were the starting ones, which I would say are much weaker than the rest of the album.
If it wasn't for Ageless, I would have said the whole thing was just a waiting game for She's Quiet.
But I have
Oh,
agreed with
waiting
everything
game,
else that you
nice.
said.
Yeah,
very good.
Nice.
Sorry, carry on.
I've
live in
agreed
the
with
real world, Joe.
I have agreed with everything else that you said, there, Aiden, other than like your picks.
Well, does that mean that I have to like you?
Truth tell me, I knew you'd be the one who didn't put fucking She's Quiet as your favourite. You're such a
Me?
bitch.
I mean, it's
Such a
fucking
bitch,
hell. It's just a great hook. Like basically,
What's your favourite again, Aiden?
She's Quiet. Like the great hook basically carries it for me, but like anything from 5 onwards could just like be in my top 3, as in like song 5. Not like there's not a song called 5. You get me?
Yeah, I think Real World to me, it was just a basic version of She's Quiet. So to me, it was just like completely like eradicated from my choices, and hence probably least favorite. I think it also suffers from that big problem that we've often said before. When music is so closely, like in terms of between like the best and worst, you get that problem of like often the worst song is just after a best song because it's not nowhere near as good. I know this wasn't the case for yourself, but I feel like that maybe was the case for me.
Yeah. I don't actually know what's happening with my voice. I'm going through mega puberty.
This is when you actually start getting grey hair.
Grey hair and I get a dump truck ass. You know what I'm talking about? Like dummy fake. Overall, I wrote a little haiku for you boys here. Despite how high I may rate, to be forgotten is its fate.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's forgetful.
Water is brown.
What the brown when I shooting it?
I am colorblind.
So, Joe, do you want to go before me? Because I'm going to end this on a downer on purpose, and so I can pick the next album.
Skip Joe. No, that's smart.
Yeah? Because
No.
Oh, are
mean-
you shouting? So Discord does definitely have a new suppression thing. Because like
gonna
when
say,
you were
'cause
just
I
like
had done
yelling,
nothing that
then
you said.
nothing happened. He's looking on his settings now. What
Oh,
bitch.
no, there's a thing. Look, right next to video connected, there's a thing called noise suppression.
That's
Like
been
clapping,
there months.
Like clapping your hands while speaking, your friends will hear nothing but your beautiful voice.
Oh, so that's defaultly turned on now.
Yeah.
So that's been there for a while.
Yeah, I've just turned it off.
should we turn it off?
Yeah.
I've turned mine off.
What if
No,
we just
I'm
hear loads
keeping
of
it.
background noise now?
No, Will, I'm picking the next album.
Ugh.
Thank you very much.
I think though, if the council decides,
The Great Council
The
has
Jedi
kicked
Council.
Joe out of album review.
you said you didn't have a pick anyway.
Yeah, you did,
I've
to be
got
fair.
one now.
Oh, I have that.
It's Royal
It's
Blood,
Royal
his favourite
Blood.
band.
Better be.
Not Bro.
I feel like you guys have spoke about this outside of album review because like whenever Dever goes, it's his favourite band. Will's like, yeah, Royal Blood. Good joke.
Mentioned it in
we
album
had
reviews
a
loads of
good
times.
joke back at the gym when we said Royal Blood and Joe was their favourite.
No,
We
because
spoke
remember
about it in
when
album
Joe...
review loads of
Yeah,
times.
you did it in album review.
No, not that. It's just that obviously the new song has come out, or new album, or whatever. And clearly Denver or Will had gone, hey, look, Royal Blood's new album come out. And one of them would have went, oh, it's your favourite.
Yeah, we've said it on here.
See? This is what I
wasn't-
mean. No, it wasn't a pre-joke.
No.
I don't pre-joke, alright? I just joke.
Okay, I'll do my review now. I'll carry on.
Okay, carry on.
I try to look for facts about this artist, as I do with everyone now, and there's not really anything about them, but because they are small, all that I could find was that they're from Seattle in America. Very interesting.
To be fair, I thought they were English.
Oh, so there you go.
They had a couple of Englishy bits in, I think, like language. Yeah.
Yeah, they speak English.
Is Seattle
they
the one
speak
that...
the Anglais. Huh?
Don't Seattle have the Space Needle?
Yes, it does. That's what it's
Man,
famous.
that is,
famous
I'm
about.
assuming, the only landmark in Seattle.
No, it's actually quite a few. It's quite like a built-up city.
Oh, you a big Seattle fan, are you?
I actually looked.
they got a few space
Because
needles. That's
for
all
a
it is.
start, I thought Seattle was in Canada. It sounds like a Canadian city. So I looked, and it's like no, it's like top left America.
So it's near Canada then.
It's kind of
Yeah, it is.
How many
it's
Canadian
like
cities do you reckon you can list other than Vancouver?
Shit, Oslo.
Toronto,
No, that's in Norway.
Yeah, Oslo. What a great one.
Toronto.
That's in Norway.
There's a lot of French names.
Is Oslo in Canada?
I don't fucking know.
No, Oslo is
Oslo. No, it's in it's capital of Norway.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I found this album.
Okay, carry on.
Also, because Joe's got his thing on, you can tell now that he's just.
I'm looking at my
nothing
phone.
To do with, he's just not listening to what anyone's
I
saying.
am.
He's on his phone.
I'm actually trying to find an album.
Fuck's sake!
Just pick Royal Blood.
I thought you said you've got one.
I lied because I didn't want Will to pick an album.
Classic.
Joe,
Joe,
pick
just
Royal
lie.
Blood.
No, I know who I'm picking now.
You don't. You're still looking.
I'm just trying to
Hang on,
find the
is-
right album.
Is
see you look.
Rag and Bone Man's new album out yet?
Yeah, but you're picking that.
All right, you ready? Woo! No, that's
God, that looks so pixelated.
Please,
that
that
just
was-
be like low res
That
Android.
better be Royal Blood.
it's not Real Blood.
I hate you so much. Right. I found this album
God,
extremely underwhelming. I'm going to be honest, it's probably going to be slightly weak. To be fair, I've already made a few of the points that I was going to bring up during other people's. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No one took any notice.
I didn't really like. So I feel like every song sounded very, very similar. So this is where I feel bad because, Aidan, almost everything you said about the actual album, I almost disagree on everything. I feel like
That's fine. You're allowed to be wrong.
it severely lacked for like there was like no variety. I feel like the vocals were just. I do agree that they were very washed out, which you did say. But I almost feel like all the instruments were very washed out, and which is why I feel like the production was just shit. And and the backing as well, I thought was just all too similar. Like nothing ever changed. If I go from pick like song 3 and then pick like song 8, to me it just sounded way too similar. Like everything.
Bad example. That song 3 is way different.
All right, because it's got the acoustic start. All right, sure. But
Fact
other than
checked,
that,
boys.
just like
You've got
Fact
fact
check,
checked.
fact
that wasn't
you
the point.
son
I
of a
picked
bitch.
random
Fact
songs.
check.
All right.
I mean, realistically, with that logic, well, you can't rate it any higher than what you rated AC/DC.
What did I rate AC/DC?
Well, I don't
You
know.
rate them a 10.
Well, it's
Did you
gotta be a
actually
10.
give them a 10?
I
No, we didn't
didn't.
give
Did
it a
I
10.
fuck?
No, but like
Oh.
AC/DC are like the king.
What
But I
the
never said
aggression?
that. I never said that about AC/DC. So it's the difference.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah,
Because
so,
like, but the difference is that was a fact.
No, it
All of
wasn't,
AC/DC's songs on the album sounded nearly identical.
No, I didn't. So
They do have a very similar. Yeah.
similar style, but they don't
You gave
sound
that
the same.
7.5.
Oh, sorry.
just
Well,
as
you've
a-
now just admitted it. You've got to
What?
give this a 7.5 minimum.
No,
No,
because I never said
7.5.
AC/DC sound the same.
No, but you literally just did. You said
No,
they
I said
sound
they've got a
similar.
similar style. I
Ah,
didn't
you
say
said it
that
again.
They're the
Say it
same.
again.
That's
Say
not.
it
That's a
again.
very
We got
different
him, boys.
thing.
All right, sorry.
yeah.
Let's get the footage up so I can fact check him.
Hayden, I'm gonna.
My name's Will Davey, and I gave this album a 7.5.
Because I
Oh,
saw
that
him
sounds just like
live.
Will Davey.
Yeah, it's so nasally. I feel like other than the top two, I didn't really like.
Any of them.
Actually, I don't know. The first, right? Other than the first song, hang on.
Other than the top 10 songs,
my first favourite, every other song felt very similar, and it was very hard to pick a worst, and it was very hard to pick second and third.
Just like AC/DC.
Everything else sounded way too similar. The only reasons I've picked my top 3 is because of one particular part in the song that I liked. Like, there was no, like, I liked the whole song. There was just, because that I had to find, like, stuff that actually differentiated it, if that makes sense.
No, I'm confused. Please elaborate.
Shut up. Again,
we're at a panel. We're at a panel, and somebody's like, "Why didn't you like this album?" And we'll just leave.
Shut up.
Shut up. Because he does understand. He's just being a penis.
Could you imagine that? He gets asked like a fucking question at like a fan convention, and he's just like, "Shut up."
It's like, what did you think of the album you reviewed? I wanted you to expand on it.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Go away.
Just like this, like 12-year-old kid, is then, like heartbroken.
They walk up in the little Minecraft hoodie, and they're like, "How much dedicated wear will it take to wash over?" And we're like, "Shut up."
It's like you know, like when we went to get our stuff signed by Hat Films. Imagine that's us on the other side, and some little kid brings Will a T-shirt to sign, and he's like, "Can you sign my shirt?" "Yes, but." Shut up!
No, I just want to shut up on the shirt.
Just right and give it back to him.
He's got nothing to do with it. He's like, "Can you sign my shirt?" And Will just goes, "Shut up." Next.
And doesn't even sign it, just passes it back.
Fucking asshole.
Right, he had said something that he was being a dick. He knew what I meant.
This is a
So
12-year-old.
It was
Will.
justified. Yeah, Denver is a 12-year-old, but it's fine. Right, okay. Again, most of the things I've already said how I feel. I just feel like it completely lacked depth. There was no real variety. I didn't really like his voice, and it sounded there was no like differentiation in it. Like, it just sounded the same in every song. I can get the Panic vibes, but I feel like it's more from the backing than his actual voice in that particular song.
The style he tries to sing, though, is...
Oh, yeah, I get it, but it just doesn't... Like, everything... But I agree with what you said, Denver, in that everything that's on this album has been done better. And again, that goes along with the whole comparison thing. But again, I feel like it... But artists have released a first album with much better depth and much better production at this level, and to me that it just... Yeah, for that exact reason, it can't be rated high. It's just not very well made, I don't think. And there was never, like, particular lyrics that really stood out as being great. Like, it just... Nothing ever really stood out at all other than one song. And that was because it actually sounded, like, decent. It just really felt like a college band's album to me. And it sounds like I'm really shitting on it. I didn't hate it. Like, it wasn't hard to listen to. I just felt like, in terms of an album and how it was made, it just, for me, it never really took off. And
it was just okay.
Yeah. Worst for me was I put Waiting Game. Sorry, Aidan. And I think that's just because it just sounds very messy.
Sorry, Aidan. We knew you had a big input on that song, so for it to be the worst...
I was actually an advocate of Waiting Game as one of the top 3 at least. And now that you've called me out like this...
I'm just being nice by saying sorry.
No, it's just...
Waiting Game is such a good song as well.
Is it, though?
Sorry, I think Aidan's hurt by that choice.
No, even worse... Like, all the money, the proceeds that I was getting from advocating Waiting Game was going to starving black gay horses.
Oh my god.
And you've just killed it. I'm not going to say that you've killed a horse, Will.
Killed a horse. I don't like horses
You've
anyway,
killed an NF horse.
I don't like horses.
Do you get racism in horses? Like, are the black ones faster than the white
let's not
ones?
get into this, for fuck's sake.
I think it's more about breeds, and there are superior breeds of horses. Like Xenobar, for instance.
Like not even
horse.
breeds. Like, it depends what country they come from as well. Like, Irish horses are better than English horses.
That's racist.
Yeah, but what defines a better... I bet, like... I bet the Swedish horse is the best at dressage.
You reckon?
Why is there lots of flamboyant people there? Oh my god.
I just think because the Swedes is quite flamboyant people.
Right, let's just forget this conversation.
There's an advert that keeps coming up. There must be like some sort of like Norwegian or something. It must be like a beard cream or some shit. And it keeps coming up on
like Viking thing.
Yeah. And like he comes out of the tent and he just goes like, because I mean his name must be Thor allegedly.
Oh yeah, the Iceman.
Yeah, so maybe not, but he comes out of the tent and he goes like,
Pat for Beyonce. Oh wait, no, sorry.
No, nothing like that. Whatever the fuck you just said, not at all. I don't even remember what the point of this was. Denver said Sweden, and I was just like, I thought how stupid the advert was because he can't say the word Thor and he can't say the word beard, so it kind of doesn't help his brand. So he literally opens the tent and he comes out and he goes, "People ask me, Thor, how do you get the bear?" And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And that's it. That was the whole point of my tangent, and then it got interrupted 9 times, and now.
It wasn't me that interrupted you though, Aiden.
Joe, you're not even. You, for fuck's sake, you're not even looking at the screen. At least pretend to be engaged in the conversation.
I literally am.
Just like staring down at your phone, and you look up and you go,
I'm not staring down my phone and playing with this thing.
This is what's going to come up on all the microphone now.
My phone, I'm just like, I like making it into a little square.
Can everybody make their best door stopper noise?
What was that, Deborah?
That was. There's no spring in that one. It's just solid.
It's just like you've got one of those rubber
fucking solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worse from his waiting game. I thought it was very messy. But again, probably most of the other songs. Well, pretty much any song could have been worse for me. But
so why'd you pick my favourite? Third favourite. Sorry,
it wasn't a personal attack. Sorry, Aiden.
Well, why'd you make it a personal
because you
attack?
put it in your top 3 and I felt bad.
Right,
I have empathy, alright?
Why are you shouting, bro?
I don't know.
Will's a secret homophobe.
I'm sorry, Will, for my personal attack when I put Real World as my least favourite. I did that because I knew it was in your top 3.
I actually care about what people think, so I don't want to... And we obviously care about these songs we pick sometimes, so it's hard. So I actually, I feel bad if I go against what someone else likes. Although I don't feel bad that I put Real World as my second, because you are, like, how is that not in your top 3, compared to some of the others? But
because Ageless and Fade Out are just better.
I think it's just a worse chorus, though. I'm listening to Ageless now, and it's just not as good. Also, was it Real World? Completely forgotten the name of it. Real World has like an all-time low feel as well to it in the chorus, which is nice.
Yes.
I miss all-time low.
Third for me was Ageless. And
oh shit!
Wow, look at that.
Oh, best friends now.
Because
wait, why?
Because do you know I said about like I had to pick out particular parts that I liked because I never really liked a full song.
Yeah.
I really liked the acoustic start and because it actually provided a bit of variety, and then with the chorus I thought it was like quite punchy. That's it.
It's the drumming.
And then second for me was Real World.
Why did Denver go oh shit?
Because it was his third.
He was talking about Ageless earlier.
Right.
Carry on playing with your pink band.
Second for me was Real World. Mainly because the chorus is very all-time lowy, and the call and response. It's not call and response, is it? What the bit that you talked about, Aiden, with like it, where the instruments all like kind of fade out, and he just sings, and there's like a backing singers.
Bridge.
That I don't know what. It's not call and response, but it's similar.
Breakdown.
It's kind of breakdown, but it's like notably good, and again provides variety in an album that lacks variety. But first for me is She's Quiet. It's the most catchy. It's like the only decent song on the album, I think, to be honest. And it actually has decent production.
It's the only great song on the
album. The only good song
I wouldn't say
album.
I didn't notice either, but Real World has a really cool bass line at the beginning of it. There must be a reason why I quite like it.
Did we all just go to listen to it?
Oh yeah, we did, yeah.
Because we all just went quiet.
Spotify's broke on my computer, so I can't.
Looks like you can't pick an album.
Wow.
Right.
Bitch.
But yeah, that's it.
Why is Spotify broken? Have you been watching
No, he just turned
No,
off.
it
He
just-
just
it
unplugged
just-
his computer.
No, it just crashed. I tried to reopen it, and it keeps saying not
I
responding.
pressed the X button and it went away.
I can't find it again.
Maybe just pause, like stop everything, Joe, and see if it works.
No, I've done it on my phone now.
Just
I know
restart
what
your
I'm clicking.
computer. We'll be done
Yeah,
by
but
the
how
time
do you
you're
know what
back.
it sounds like?
What do you mean?
Well, like, you obviously haven't played it out loud on your
No. He's looked at
It's
the
an
new
album.
album.
Yeah,
Oh, so he's picking something he already knows.
yeah.
I nearly panicked that I hadn't actually pressed record. Like that was, I don't know why that went through.
Oh shit!
Could you imagine? Fuck me.
Also, I don't have to listen to the album first before picking it. I
No.
could just go in blind.
You could, but you're not that ballsy.
I've done it before.
And I'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again.
It's done with
there was
certain
that-
artists, isn't it?
Yeah. There's that band that was shit that I
Alien.
can't remember the name of. No,
Alien
I knew that
Oh,
one.
Northland.
Then why the fuck did you pick it?
I'd only heard 2 songs out of it though.
Wasn't that the last metal album he was going to pick?
The Doom.
And then there was 2 more after that. Is it my review?
Yeah.
This album is Joe approved.
Oh, fuck's sakes. It's
wow.
usually shit then.
I mean, that means nothing.
How many songs are in Joe's
That-
2021 playlist? That's the real.
I tell you what,
Fucking
I
Joe
haven't
approved
added.
is like trying to use like chocolate coins in the shop.
It's like the Seaspiracy. It's the dolphin badge. Joe is the dolphin badge. It means nothing.
It's like, yeah, it gets put on the vinyl. It just picture of Joe's face. It says Joe approved.
It's like attempting a marathon and getting a last place trophy. What's ironic about that is I had one.
Oh,
Last
For
place
coming
trophy.
last in a
You didn't do
yeah,
a
in
marathon though. Fuck
yeah.
me.
It was a marathon.
It's not a marathon.
All right,
You did cross country once.
What's the difference?
Which is like
Oh
one
my god,
mile.
cross country is about 2 miles.
I only came last because I walked it all.
2 miles, did you just say?
Well, it's like 5K,
No,
isn't it?
it was like 9 miles.
9 miles.
Did you do 9 miles?
It is not 9 miles.
It was something
Cross
like
country
that.
when you're young is about 2
I had
miles tops.
one of the cast members from Emmerdale was there cheering me on.
Do you know who she is?
Come on, fat kid.
No,
You
it was
can
a
do
he.
it. And also, yeah, very sexist of you to assume. Well,
Cross country is normally
He said
5
she.
miles.
5 miles.
no, you said a cast of Emmerdale. Oh.
But that's for adults.
Oh.
I'm assuming you did this at child level.
No, because I was always a bit more mature for my age.
Fuck
So
off.
I did it.
When does that kick in?
But 2
Still
minutes
hasn't,
ago.
has it?
The closest I can think to mature for Joe is probably the cheese. Because he's mouldy.
Joe is mouldy.
I tell you what was weird. I know this is a little bit off topic, but I was at my mum and dad's earlier, and my dad just turned to me. This was an awkward silence, and he just
I
turned
don't
to
know
me.
why he had his back to you the
was
whole
an-
time.
Yeah,
was an
COVID.
there was an awkward silence, and he just randomly got really excited, turned to me and went, "Joe, you haven't tried my new cheese yet," and then just ran away.
Pulled his foreskin back.
That's what I thought. I was like,
Fucking vile.
I was like, I would never heard my dad.
threw up.
I was like, I don't want to hear my dad say that to me.
Joseph, you haven't tried my man cheese.
I grew some new cheese.
Oh, that actually made me feel sick. That's so fucking gross.
I'm so hungry now.
Oh, Denver.
Anyway,
Tastes yeasty.
I thought this album was great. Pretty much, a lot of the songs are going into my top playlist. I've not done it because I didn't want to. You guys aren't going to check my playlist out anyway, but I didn't want you to
I
see
don't
me
think you
put them
share
in
it, do you?
there.
I don't think I can see it.
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't want to see
Joe's like, no one comes and looks at my playlist and it's private.
That's because I don't have. You have a weird username, so I don't actually have you as a friend.
Yeah, 173110001.
You can sort that, I think.
I only have Will. Never didn't accept my friend request.
I just need to
I don't see
reconnect
it,
it to. I just need to reconnect it to my Facebook, but I'm scared I'm going to get hacked again and have to redo it all. Well, I thought this album was fantastic. I really liked it. Every song for me felt familiar, even though I've never heard them
Because
before.
they sound the same as the song you've just listened to.
No, it's because they sound like other bands. Like every song sounds like a new song from another band. I thought. So you got Panic, the All Time Low thing. Can't really put my finger on anything else, but they all sound very familiar.
2 examples. Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
Better than fucking Denver's examples, which were non-existent.
I liked Will's
I would have some examples had we done album review last week, like we were supposed to. Just for reference, for anyone listening, you may be thinking, "Oh, well, I did an album review miss a week. It's because of Joe."
It's me.
If you got this far into the video, what the fuck are you doing?
I was going to say, who's going to be this far in?
Me, when I rewatch it and
Yeah.
listen to myself back.
So, hi Aiden. I hope you're not depressed. Oh, you are?
Try just
Maybe kill
cheer up a
yourself.
bit.
Oh, I knew he was going to say that, for fuck's sake.
Just stop worrying about it.
My anxiety's cured.
Have you tried not being depressed? It's great.
Remember that one time where Joe spent 50 tries against the final boss?
And then beat it in one go.
Beat it in one go, just because he actually changed up his stances.
You did it?
I came on and did it in my first go.
When?
Man, he always literally just.
How did you know this, Will?
Because
I
Will
came
joined
on
as
and
we
they
were
told
talking
me.
about it.
Oh, you told them.
He was literally
He
playing
came
it
Did
when
it
I
first
joined.
go when you changed up your stance? You mean not left hook, right hook?
Yeah,
Big kick.
weird left hook big kick didn't work every time. I know, fucking groundbreaking, I know. But it turns out doing the same 2 moves wouldn't work on the boss.
So you're telling me that also just trying to tank the damage was also not an effective strategy?
I know, it's crazy. Although he did put more points into Vitalik before he started, so maybe it did.
Maybe it did.
Anyway,
Hey there.
Anyway. Yeah, I really liked his voice. I think there were some awesome guitar bits, like solo-y little bits. I really liked, and I think there was enough variety. A song never kept its welcome.
So, yeah,
It's
so
never kept its
laid all
welcome.
its eggs
Overstayed
in
its
one
welcome.
basket.
Overstayed its welcome. Song never overstayed its welcome. There was enough variety in there to keep me entertained. This was my hardest top 3 I've ever done
Fair.
in the history of album review.
Well, I'm ready for disappointment.
Because I was like, because usually on my first listen of an album, I have a good idea of what the top 3 are going to be. I'm like, okay, I've got a general kind of conception of it. This one, every time I thought, okay, that's going to be up there, another better song would come, or just make my decision harder, So it's a difficult one for me. This one, but I'm going to tell you which ones they are.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. I'm excited.
My least favourite was Jack of All Trades. And the reason is I felt that song just felt... It wasn't a bad song, but it felt disjointed. And I feel like that's probably just the album's biggest issue in general, is a lot of the songs structure-wise just felt very disjointed. And sometimes it would feel like it's getting going and then just go straight back down. And it would be like, get excited! Oh, it's just back down.
Jack of all trades was a bit like that because it was trying to do too much at once.
I think it was, yeah.
Genius.
I got your thing. That was good. But yeah, just a bit disjointed. Didn't feel like everything came together very well on that one. My third favourite was Ageless.
Shout, Joe.
Yeah, you see, not that controversial. Banger.
You are a
favourites,
bell
Alex.
end, though.
Banger. My second
She's quiet
favourite
not to be his favourite.
was Something to Hold On To. Nostalgia vibes, Panic at the Disco vibes. Liked it. I liked his vocals. I liked the way he went a little bit higher in the chorus, and it very. What's it called that they're doing, Games? Averting the.
The course of justice.
Yes.
What?
Averting player expectation.
Subverting expectation.
That's the one. That's what I meant to say. My favourite is Not She's Quiet.
Fuck off!
It was a
so
banging
shit,
song.
Joe.
It was a banging song, and there's so many songs that that would have gone up there if I could have multiple top 3s. But then that would kind of
I've even put She's Quiet in there, even though you didn't say it.
Yeah, it's not. It's fashion forward.
Oh my god.
That's my favourite song on this album. Just banging. But it's banging. No, nothing else needs saying. It's a banging song.
Just because he swears in it, I think it excites you.
Yeah. No,
Explicit.
honestly, I think just rhythmically, the chorus is great. I don't think it has the best chorus on the album, though. We'll give it that. But it is the one that I enjoyed the most. That didn't make sense, did it?
No, it does. No, that makes sense. Because I feel
Thank
like
you.
I've said it before, so it's got to make sense.
Great. But yeah, that's I've just kind of rounded it up there. But Joe approved. Really good. A lot of songs are going on my playlist.
Thank you, Joseph.
No problem.
Ratings 7.
7.5.
4.
8.5.
Just so harsh all the time, Will.
Ooh, I hate good
Oh.
song.
I rated it the same as Vakovi because I feel exactly the same about it as I did Vakovi.
I feel
Fair
like
enough.
you like this more. It scores 27,
Nice.
Nice.
which is on par with Tom Grennan Evening Round.
I think that's probably the best small band that we've listened to. You know,
What about Tyrone Wells?
Oh, God.
he's not a band. He's a person.
No, he's got his followers, the Tyronas.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot about those.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
The
It's a similar-
Tyroniacs.
A similar one I had before. Remember when we had like Annabelle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That scored 25.5.
Annabelle.
Who were Annabelle again?
You didn't really like them too much.
Must have
We
been
get
shit.
a 5.5. I think you just thought it was a bit meh, bit bang av. Me and Joe quite liked it, and then Will also thought it was bang av.
I thought Annabelle was alright.
Right. Next album pick, Joseph.
It's me. So I feel like this album is a bit long overdue. Simply because it came. I feel like we missed it, you know, when it came out. Because it came out in the 1500s.
Ah, yes, medieval peasant music.
No,
Yes.
it's not. It's not.
What do you mean it's not medieval peasant music?
That would be sick, though. This is Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Post-human survival horror.
Yeah, that's a good
Long
pick, actually.
overdue. I kind of just want to hear what Aidan thinks about it.
Oh, I've listened to it. I think
And
it's
Denver.
fucking wank. That is me like unironically saying that. I think this is the worst album they've made.
Disagree.
It might change your mind. It might change your
Maybe,
mind.
yeah. No,
Maybe
in
it might
fairness,
be
streams
forced
have got-
to watch it.
I
streams on
didn't
the
listen
songs
to it
is
3
crazy.
times, so it's like maybe you're right. Maybe it will change my mind. I'm open
To dying.
Yeah, that's an option. Hopefully,
Yeah, this is a great pick.
Death. Just remember, death is always an option.
I'm actually
Death
not
is
pissed
the
off
ult-
at you picks now, Joe.
That's the
Thanks.
ultimate
I knew
orgasm.
you'd be happy, Will.
Yeah, oh.
Well, I did it all to make you happy. Will.
Thing is,
Oh, what an album title! Death is the ultimate way to stop your heart beating.
Whoa, death is the ultimate orgasm.
whose album is that?
No one. So I was just like, that'll be a cool album title.
No.
I'm gonna steal that. That's sick. Metal album.
What? Death,
Death
the
is the
ultimate
ultimate way to
orgasm.
stop your heart beating.
Yeah. Kind of edgy.
So it's raw. And you know me, I like to live on the edge. What genre is this? Metal.
I'd say metalcore, modern rock,
Awful. You can just
anything like that.
if you want.
Awful.
I make that joke every time, but today it landed better.
It did. It's because we'd had a week, you know.
Call me an airport because that landed better. You know.
Because I'm flying in.
Hey, Aidan, at least it's only 30 minutes long, this album. It's not long.
Too long.
Too long.
Joe, you got a fact for us this week?
I do. Denver's got to ask me, though.
Yeah.
So, do you know, I almost hit end.
You know,
I started
you know,
closing things.
I only
forgot we did
replied
this.
to Denver.
Tell you what, Joe. Sorry, the fact you picked this is going to go great on the album review, aesthetic on the
Oh, yeah,
on the
the
thumbnail.
orange.
The orange
Yeah,
is
it
going to look
is.
great with
Yeah.
that.
So last time you did that was you picked like State Champs or something, and that was also an orange album. No, not State Champs. Neck Deep.
That's it. That looked great as well.
It did look great. Good times.
So,
Got any
Joe,
closing thoughts, Joe?
thoughts?
Did you know that the guy who invented the frisbee died, and then they turned him into a frisbee.